Most South Bay entrepreneurs spend their weeks grinding through cold outreach and hoping for referrals. But there is a much faster way to fill your schedule, creating a system where local clients actually seek out and binge your expertise before you even meet them. Instead of an empty sales pipeline, you create a steady waitlist of eager customers who already trust you. To do this, we have to answer 4 specific questions. How do you execute audience growth? How do you identify local leaders for interviews? How do you structure episodes so they are highly bingeable? And how do you use visual cues to drive lead magnets? If you want to skip the trial and error and execute this exact strategy today, you can go to voxelmicrovideolabs.com right now to get started. When you put these pieces together, a video podcast becomes an engineered, localized lead generation machine. Let's break down exactly how it works. Step 1 is distribution. Building an audience from absolute zero takes months of unpaid effort. Instead, we will tap directly into the networks that already exist right here in your area. The most direct method is being a guest on other established local shows. The listeners are already using their podcast apps, and you receive an immediate, built-in endorsement from a host they already trust. But you can also trigger growth automatically from your own studio. By simply mentioning other specific podcasts during your episodes, you engage the directory algorithms. When your listeners subscribe to shows you mention, platforms log that behavior, placing your cover art under their related podcasts. Run this in reverse. Analyze your own related section to see what your audience consumes, then pitch collaborations. By strategically inserting yourself into listener bases that are already active, you bypass the slowest, hardest phase of audience acquisition completely. Step 2 is controlling how and when that growing audience consumes your content and leveraging local community leaders to amplify it. We do this using a specific publishing schedule known as bursting. Instead of releasing 1 episode a week, publish 5 episodes in 5 days. This generates a massive spike in downloads. You then point this concentrated audience directly toward a single specific call to action. You can combine this concentrated publishing with local networking, but do not make the amateur mistake of dropping spam links in South Bay Facebook groups. Instead, invite the owner of that forum or group into the studio for an interview. Structure the conversation to highlight their hard work and make them the hero. When you make someone look great on camera, they naturally want to show it off. That leader will share the episode with their network, doing your distribution work for you. Step 3 is optimizing the episode itself. You need internal mechanics that keep them listening and push them to provide contact information. First, give your listeners a compelling reason to stick around within the first few seconds. If you don't hook them immediately, your retention graphs will show an instant drop-off. At the end of the episode, sign off abruptly and cleanly. Dragging out a long summary kills the momentum. A sharp ending leaves listeners in the exact mindset needed to immediately binge your next episode. While they are binging, you need a mechanism to capture their email addresses off-platform. During your audio podcast, specifically mention visual tools or charts that the listener needs to see. Then, direct them to your website to download that lead magnet in exchange for their email. Once the episode is live, ask your social media followers who listen to it. When they comment, send a personal video message thanking them, without asking for anything in return. By talking to your listeners one-on-one and treating them as actual humans rather than download metrics, you build the deep, localized trust required to turn a listener into a paying client. Chasing down individual clients month after month is exhausting, but when you apply these retention, publishing, and networking mechanics, you flip the dynamic. You become the undeniable authority in the South Bay, and clients start hunting for you. Instead, you step into the role of a highly trusted expert, broadcasting directly to a dedicated local community. However, the bottleneck for this entire strategy is audio and video quality. If you record on a cheap webcam in a noisy room, you instantly undermine the premium authority you are trying to project. To execute every step of this framework flawlessly, you need a professional environment. That is exactly what we provide at Voxel Micro Video Labs. There is incredibly high demand right now from local businesses adopting this exact model, which means our studio rooms are strictly limited. Do not let another business in your industry take your audience. Go to voxelmicrovideolabs.com right now and claim your spot.